The Qatar World Cup in 2022 had plenty of jaw-dropping drama throughout. There were shocks, upsets, triumphant underdog stories, and a fairy tale final victory for Lionel Messi in what may have been his last World Cup. We saw sensational goals, but we also saw some epic saves with some of the best goalkeepers in world football showing their stuff. From impossible saves to last-minute denials to see the game out, here are the craziest saves from the 2022 World Cup. Number 10. Kasper Schmeichel, Denmark vs Tunisia. Of every goalkeeper at the 2022 World Cup, one man was probably destined for a career between the sticks more than anyone else: Kasper Schmeichel. His father, the legendary Peter Schmeichel, was arguably the greatest keeper in Premier League history, who helped Denmark to an unlikely Euro '92 triumph. Son Kasper hasn't merely lived under that shadow either. He's forged a great legacy of his own. He's won the Premier League and FA Cup with Leicester City and earned 111 caps for Denmark, including a group game against Tunisia in Qatar. The commanding keeper pulled off a worldie of a save against Issam Jabali to help Denmark see out a hard-fought 0-0 draw. Sadly though, it was their only point of the tournament, as the team have always struggled to come close to their '92 glory. Number 9. Jordan Pickford, England vs Senegal. There's a lot of debate about the pros and cons of Jordan Pickford. For Everton, he's been mostly consistent but prone to the odd lapse in judgment. For the national team, he's rarely let the nation down on the big stage, and he's maintained his place as England's number 1 for 2 World Cups and 2 Euros tournaments. All jokes about having T-Rex arms aside, Pickford's shot-stopping ability has been key in helping England progress in tournaments. He showed that off in style against Senegal in England's comfortable round of 16 victory with a superb reaction save against Boulaye Dia. It came with the game still at 0-0, and it was an essential save to make. England then went on to win 3-0. Number 8. Manuel Neuer, Germany vs Japan. One of the greatest keepers to play the game, Manuel Neuer had already helped Germany win a World Cup in 2014. He's been ruthlessly consistent at club level too for Bayern Munich. He's a great distributor of the ball with his arms and feet, but the first remit of a goalkeeper is making saves, and Neuer certainly knows how to do that. Germany played Japan in the group stages at the last World Cup, and although the team were defeated unexpectedly, Neuer ensured the score wasn't worse with a brilliant save to deny Junya Ito. His imposing brick wall-like presence got the better of his opponent. Number 7. Jan Sommer, Switzerland vs Brazil. When Brazilian baller Vinicius Jr. gets a chance, he usually scores, as Real Madrid fans can attest. But when Brazil faced Switzerland in a tough group game, the Swiss stopper Jan Sommer was on hand to deny Vinicius Jr. what looked like a guaranteed goal. Sommer is one of Switzerland's star players, and he proved just why he's Inter Milan's number 1 well into his 30s. He showed he's still got the agility and reflexes too to make that crazy save. Number 6. Wojciech Szczęsny, Poland vs Saudi Arabia. Ask most Arsenal fans what they think of Szczęsny, and they'll give you conflicting reports. Often deemed not the level of some of the club's best keepers of the Premier League era, he's also seen as a shot stopper who was a little underappreciated. He moved from the Gunners to Juventus in 2017 and has since moved to Barcelona to be back up to Ter Stegen. This guy is no slouch. When Poland played Saudi Arabia in their Group C match, the game proved challenging. Saudi had already shocked Argentina in the opener, and after being awarded a penalty, they had a great chance to make the game 1-1. Szczęsny then showed incredible reflexes to not just save the penalty, but make a seemingly impossible second stop from the rebound. Number 5. Unai Simon, Spain vs Germany. Spain and Germany played out a thrilling semi-final in the recent Euros, but back in the 2022 World Cup, the two giant nations met in the group stage. In truth, it was a tournament to forget for both teams, going through a transitional period, but Spain's imperious ball magnet Unai Simon produced an unforgettable moment during the game. Simon had already made a string of saves, but the most impressive was his reflex stop against Kimmich, as he had to react quickly after initially being sent the wrong way. Number 4. Alisson Becker, Brazil vs South Korea. Brazil made mincemeat out of South Korea in their round of 16 knockout game, but that didn't mean that Alisson Becker in the Brazil goal didn't need to keep on his toes. Liverpool fans will probably tell you he's the best goalkeeper they've had in the Premier League era, and his ability to produce dazzling saves is part of the reason. A goal for Korea just before halftime, going 4 down, might have given them a glimmer of hope going into the second half. Allison was like lightning to keep out Hwang Hee-chan's thunderbolt, which was heading right into the top corner. An unbelievable save. The hang time he was able to get was wild. Number 3, Hugo Lloris, France versus Morocco. Morocco were undoubtedly the surprise package of the 2022 World Cup, defying all odds to reach the semi-finals. Reigning champions France had to be at their best to ensure they weren't the next scalp, and that required goalkeeper Hugo Lloris to shut the door on Morocco. And shut it he did, spectacularly. Jawad El Yamin's overhead kick looked set to be a goal of the tournament contender, only for Lloris to give the middle finger to gravity and fly across the goal to keep it out. He saw it fairly let with a lot of ground to cover, but somehow he got himself across to palm out a ball going right into the bottom corner. France won the game and reached the final. Number 2, Yassine Bounou, Morocco versus Portugal. Morocco's journey to that semifinal was built on a great defense and the exploits of Yassine Bounou between the sticks. The keeper made 3 great saves to deny Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal. He even stopped a CR7 shot for good measure, but it was his jaw-dropping save from João Felix which was most impressive. Felix's shot was flying to top bins quite possibly at the speed of light, but Bounou was equal to it, palming it behind his goal in style. It was a save so good, it almost defied logic. Morocco held on to their tight 1-0 lead to claim the historic victory. Number 1, Emi Martinez, Argentina versus France. Before the tournament, much of the talk was about whether or not either Leo Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo could finally add a World Cup to their trophy cabinet. Ronaldo was dumped out in the quarterfinals, no thanks to Yassine Bounou, but Messi's Argentina team went all the way to the final. Messi scored important goals, and midfielders like Enzo Fernandez had a strong tournament to help them progress, but a man who was instrumental was Emi Martinez. Argentina and France produced one of the great World Cup finals, which saw France come from a 2-0 down to take the game to injury time, then come from 3-2 down in injury time to level it with 2 minutes left. Messi scored 2, and Kylian Mbappe netted a hat-trick in the battle of 2 megastars. But France, in the last seconds of the game, had the chance to finally get ahead and win it. Randall Kolo Muani was sent clean through on goal. It had to be a goal. It had to be a World Cup winning finish. But Emi Martinez denied him with the most dramatic World Cup save of all time. He saved Argentina's bacon. It's a specialty of Dibu, making himself big and domineering, like few other keepers, with the agility to go with it. It went to penalties, and Messi's boys won the spot kicks and the tournament. As for Emi Martinez, he showed just why he's won the Yashin Trophy, celebrating the Goalkeeper of the Year for 2 consecutive years. What do you think is the craziest save from the 2022 World Cup? Drop us a comment and be sure to like and subscribe.